You found him. You found him, and you put him down. And it looks like it's at least temporarily over, okay? What are we gonna do?
Palm pepper spray has recently reformulated for even more effect when you bless the deserving with the hot sauce. Palm is what I use between a harsh word and a gun, and encourage everyone to do likewise.
Watch over the sights and stay on him. Better than a 98% chance he's the only one, so why don't we stay with the one who brought us to the dance? Let's stay on him. Remember, Gina saw him, fell down, got back up shooting. San Bernardino shot him to the ground with a rifle, pulled his gun out of his thigh holster, shot while laying on the ground. All kinds of examples of just because they went to the ground don't mean they're done yet, right? Got a choice here. Do I close with the killer to secure him and his gun, or do I stand at a distance, preferably behind some kind of cover, and just cover him and secure him from a distance? Either is okay. If you can close with him and definitely secure him, then probably if there are victims in the room, treating of them will go more quickly. So I'm not telling you what to do, but both of them are options. If you can physically subdue him and guarantee him and get his weapon, and then the evacuation and treatment of people will probably go better.
But like you said, there's usually weapons.
Usually what?
Like you said, there's usually weapons.
Yep.
With active shooters. So you may take it, oh, he's secure, but now he has that handgun that you didn't see.
Yeah, if you're covering him from a distance, you just, and if he gives me any reason, I'm going to pump about 5 more into him. But as you close up to him, if he's fallen to the ground, the only weapon you can see is no longer in his hands, and you can see both hands. Okay? Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Okay, so we're talking about an active killer here. We're not
Yep.
talking about a mugger.
Yep.
We're talking about somebody who's killing lots of people I love.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on anchor shooting?
Is this recording?
It is.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, in some cases I actually have slides covering this. And it goes with what I talked about yesterday. I think you're gonna get a little more legal leeway with this. So here's the scenario that comes to my mind. Less than 2% chance so far in America of multiple shooters, but it'll happen again. And I think sometime we're gonna have a Mumbai. I'm kind of surprised we haven't had one yet. So I go and I find him, pop, 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 and he falls down, and the AK, bounces away, but he's sitting there, wreathing, doesn't appear to be a threat, but he's still, has enough energy to move around. And then, okay, I got him. I got pop, 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 screaming. Oh, there's another one. Not I got told there's another one. That's called chasing ghost. I have evidence of another one. Well, if I stay here, he's gonna keep shooting. If I go to try to take care of that guy, I'm not sure this guy can't come back alive and can't shoot from the ground. Doesn't have, So you got to make a decision there. If the decision goes one way, I would just make sure I articulated that he was moving in a way that made me feel like he was an immediate threat. Because, except for a public restroom, there's not many places you can go today that's not covered by a security camera. But again, I think if it's a no kidding public active shooter, I think you're going to get a little leeway. Okay?
So in other words, there's going to be some scenarios that it's a no-win. You got to do what you got to do.
Stop the threat. Yeah. I'm not going to go up and set his body on fire in retribution or anything, but just stop the threat. So don't handle the killer's gun. Arvado is our key examples there. You can watch it. You can kick it under furniture if you're inside. You can kick it under that desk. You can kick it under a car if you're out in the parking lot. You can put something on top of it, a table, a trash can. You can stand on top of it. Do not be having a gun in your hand. Holster as soon as you think it's safe for you. Okay? Don't chase ghosts. In most active shooter attacks, there are false reports of a second shooter. There was one on the second floor. There's another one in the parking lot. They happen, and I don't know how to stop it. We didn't cover the Las Vegas shooting, but he shot from the 32nd floor of Mandalay Bay. 7 other major casinos on the Strip. There were reports there were shooters in 7 other casinos that weren't there. Plus the airport, plus a whole bunch of other places. What does that do? It gets ambulances and cops going to places that we don't need them to go. Okay? But if there's almost a report, Sandy Hook, Columbine, there's a bunch of them where there were reports of other shooters in other places. So I'm telling you, over 98% of the time, there's only one. If you find him and put him down, stay with him unless you hear or have really good intel. And if they say, hey, there's another one up on the second floor. There's another one in the parking lot. Okay, I hear you, and I'm going to listen for that. And I'm going to listen, but I ain't going to leave and go chase ghosts, because one, that leaves him unguarded unless there's somebody else here. But two, what does that do? You're running around with the gun in your hand. The cops are eventually going to get here. And you don't want to be running around chasing ghosts when they show up.
What is that term when they call somebody like the where they call 911 and it's like not a real threat, but
Oh, it's a SWAT? SWAT?
Yeah, swatting.
Yep.
Could that have been some of that too? You
Well,
don't know.
that's what they did to the Arvado cops. He made a false 911 call to lure them there.
Yeah.
Yep. So here's what we tell people to do. If I'm the armed guy, if there's anybody else there, I'm going to direct them. So I'm watching, even if I'm pretty sure he's done, I'm going to say, hey man, you got a phone? And put your hands on him, because that contact, there's something human there that I can't explain. Hey man, you okay? Hey man, you got a phone? You take it out for me? Call 911. Tell him the shooting's over. And make him say that like the shooting is over. Make the blah, 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 the shooting is over. Make him say that over and over. Have people go outside the building to meet the police, right? We don't want them coming in here dynamically if we can stop them. So as a responding cop comes up to a place where there's a shooting, if there's people out in the middle of the parking lot doing this, that could be an indicator they don't feel in danger, do they? They wouldn't be out in the middle of the parking lot waving me down if they knew there was someone around here shooting. Now, could the cop ignore it? Could the cop jump out of his car? Get out of the way! Could, but we want to stop. The shooting's over. Let me take you to them. The shooting is over. The shooting is over, and lead them in. We think that's the less chance of a problem. And also the EMS, because I mean, y'all, that's the only real entrance to this parking lot in this facility, right? So that's pretty cool, as opposed to if you were a mall, that's like a 360 degree. Where are the cops and ambulances coming from? Hell, you don't know. You need a traffic team. You need a traffic team. You got armed guys that are going to stop this guy. You also need a traffic team that they know whoever is surviving on that team, when this thing is over, they get out there and nobody comes in this parking lot without red or blue lights. Not the media, not the best friend of somebody who goes to this church, not the mayor, not nobody. If they ain't got a blue light or a red light on an ambulance, they ain't getting in the parking lot, because whole presentation I can give you on parking lots and roads getting clogged up to where ambulances cannot get in and ambulances cannot get out because of that. Okay. The first school I really worked completely with, consulted with in Arkansas, I'm telling them this, and the superintendent, good guy, supportive, good guy, he looks at his staff member and he goes, because they were redoing their policy, he goes, make sure it's in our policy that parents can't come. All right, yeah, type away the problem. Parents can't come if we have an active shooter. I got 2 daughters in there. I got a 4-wheel drive truck, and one of my daughters texts me, Daddy, they're shooting a school. I'm coming. And you can't stop me from coming, but what you can do is divert me and give me a place to go, right? Don't wish the problem away or type it away. Again, consider what you'll say to, again, I think legal scrutiny, so a lot of us that do this training, don't say anything, lawyer up. I will fully support your investigation of this crime against me after I've consulted with an attorney. I think here you need to go further, and you need to tell them about the victim and the attack, and if you have reason to believe there's another one, okay? You don't have to give them your whole life story and tell them how many rounds you fired and go into great detail, but I think you're gonna get a little more leeway here.